I'm out here in this very fancy, high-class Belmond Hotel in Lima, Peru. Very, very classy. But I got to thinking as I was working out here, I started thinking about my life experience and how I've gotten to where I am today. And I realized that, and I learned this from Simon Sinek, which is he talks about start with why. And I remember 10 years ago when I basically had no good job. I wasn't getting paid very well, probably about $20 an hour. And I didn't have a why. I didn't know why I was working. And once I started realizing what my why was going to be, which I discovered by accident that it would be programming, that's when the money started coming in. I stopped thinking about how I'm going to make the money and instead focus on why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because if you focus on the money, that doesn't make any sense. Well, there's so many ways to make money, so your why can't be money. Money is the result of the thing that you do. It's not what you do. So why do you do what you do? Why did you choose? Did you choose to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a businessman? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to be an engineer, a fisherman? I mean, there's so many ways to make money. Think about why you do something, and that will also bring you more happiness. Money is not the thing that will all of a sudden bring you happiness. If you're not already naturally happy, if I gave you 20 Ferraris right now, you think your life's going to change? If I gave you an extra $1 billion right now, you think who you are as a person is going to change? Sure, the quality of your life may improve. But if you're already at a certain level, which anyone who's gone to $200,000, $300,000 a year, you can relate. And this is not to be disrespectful to anyone who is not there yet, but you all know that at a certain point, you've already had the nice steaks, you've already stayed at the nice hotel, you've had a nice apartment, you've stayed at that, you've eaten great food, you've been in fancy cars, you've been on a yacht before, you've experienced all those things. But at the end of the day, if you really think about it, like what are those things that really bring you joy, right? It's not the money, right? And instead, once you realize what your why is, you know what your passion is, you know what you live life for, that's what will really bring you happiness. And naturally, as a result of that, you'll end up also bringing in more money. I mean, there's plenty of examples of people that got really good at something and as a result ended up getting really wealthy. Let's use Anthony Bourdain as an example. He's one of my favorite celebrities, if you will. And his thing was he started out working in the kitchen. He wasn't making that much money, but he was really passionate about food. He loved food and he loved to travel. And so that's what he did. And he ended up doing this show and he traveled around the world eating amazing food. He became really good at writing and became essentially a food journalist, right? And of course, everyone watched him, everyone knows who he is. And as a result, he made lots and lots of money. He became a very wealthy celebrity, right? And that's how I've been living my life now, is as I dig deeper and as I grow older and as you know, I think about why I do what I do. You know, I really love programming, especially front-end engineering, because it allows me to exercise my creative and technical side of my brain. But also, I also think about, well, why do I do the engineering, right? On one hand, it is a high-ticket skill that helps a lot of people, but also, in some ways, it's also a way for me to make income that also enables me to do other things that I'm also passionate about, like food and travel. And so now, as I think about what I transition my life into, I still will always love engineering and I still will always love programming. But now when I think about my future, I think my next chapter is I want to do more traveling and more food exploration and share that with my family and my friends. And I think that's what's really going to bring me joy now, right? I mean, I already have custom suits. I can buy a nice car, but I choose not to because I don't even have the time to drive it, nor am I even geographically stuck in any one given place to drive it. I just sold my house in the Bay Area. As if you guys haven't seen it, I already made a video on that. I sold it. I used to live in Silicon Valley, so I don't have that house anymore. Sold it for a good chunk. So now my next chapter is just focusing on enjoying the things that I've always wanted to, which is exploring the world, opening my context, meeting new people, exploring food, and sharing that with family and friends. So yeah, I think if you haven't thought about it that much, it's good to now start thinking about maybe what your next 5 or 10 years are going to look like. And you probably, if you're like me, you've made a fair chunk of money, but maybe you haven't explored enough of your life, you feel like your life hasn't been fulfilled, then I think that means that you haven't really thought thoroughly about what are the things that make you happy. And if you think about what those things are, then maybe it's time to start taking some of that harder money that you've put together and start exploring the world or start doing the things that you've been wanting to do. And if you're not sure about that, go meet some new people, make some new friends, maybe find some mentors of your own that can help you find that next chapter in your life. I've been fortunate enough to have met some great mentors and some great friends that have helped me shape the next 5 to 10 years of my life.